Alright, so I wanted to do something a little different with this video. Instead of just showing you a PC build, I'm showing you an entire setup. The tower, monitor, keyboard, mouse, headset, and even the mouse pad, all for just over $600. I know a lot of people are getting into PC gaming or building their first setup, and it's easy to forget that it's not just about the PC itself. You really need the whole package to have a good experience. Before we get into the setup, quick shout out to the sponsor of this video, Into the AM. They make some of the most comfortable and clean looking everyday apparel I've worn. I grabbed a few pieces from their site, like this performance polo, the daily shorts, their all day pants, and the Endeavor quarter zip I'm wearing right now. Whether you're gaming, heading to the golf course, or just want something that feels good and fits clean, Into the AM has options that actually fit your lifestyle. They got a bunch of other styles too, from bold graphic tees to basic staples you can mix into your daily wardrobe. I'll throw some of my favorites in the description, but you can browse and find something that fits your own style. Use my code LEDTech or click the link in the description to get 10% off your order, and the best part is this discount actually stacks on top of any other promos on the site, so it's a great time to check them out. Again, that link is intotheam.com/LEDTech and is right at the top of the description. Big thanks to Into the AM for sponsoring this segment of the video. So now let's get right into the setup. This is the same $350 gaming build I showed before. It's built using a Ryzen 5 3600, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, a 500GB NVMe SSD, and a GTX 1070. These aren't new parts, but they do get the job done. The 3600 is still super solid for gaming and multitasking. The 1070, even in 2025, holds up surprisingly well for 1080p gaming. You're not getting ray tracing or DLSS, but for raw performance, it's still a great value if you can snag one for under $80. Add in a basic B450 motherboard, a decent case with airflow, and a 550-watt bronze-rated power supply, and you've got a reliable system that performs way better than most pre-built machines in the same price range. You can run games like Apex, Fortnite, Valorant, and even more demanding titles like Cyberpunk or Elden Ring with some tweaked settings. You can easily hit around 60 to 100 FPS depending on the game. And this PC especially is really good with the monitor right here. Speaking of which, let's get right into it. This is the Kurai 24E3. It's a 1080p 165Hz IPS display, and I got it for $116. It honestly punches above its weight. It's super smooth for FPS games, has solid color accuracy for a budget panel, and it just looks really clean. You don't need to drop $200 on a monitor to get something that actually feels good to use. I've tested a lot of budget monitors, and most of them either cheap out on refresh rate or panel quality. Luckily though, this one actually hits both. Games like Valorant and CS2 feel super smooth. The motion clarity is actually surprisingly good, and it's not one of those super washed out panels either. Colors actually look pretty decent, and they could definitely pass for a much more expensive display right in this setup. For the keyboard, I went with the Attack Shark X68HE. It's $48 for magnetic switches, hotspot support, and a compact layout that actually feels premium. And not even joking, I've used more expensive boards that feel worse than this. It's also nice how clean it makes your desk look, and you know, I'm someone who likes space for mouse movement, and 60% layouts just give you way more room. The stabilizers are decent, the key feel is solid, and it doesn't really sound rattly or hollow like a lot of cheap boards. It's genuinely a good pickup for under $50. The mouse is the Aria 2 Pro basic variant. It's $40, wireless, lightweight, has solid clicks, and battery life that just lasts. I didn't expect much at the price, but it's actually really comfortable to use and holds up great for long sessions. Whether you're into shooters or just casual gaming, it really just doesn't hold you back. Sensor performance is consistent, no weird jitters or acceleration issues. You plug in the dongle, set your DPI, and you're good to go. Shape-wise, it feels like a hybrid between a Logitech G305 and a Razer Viper Mini, meaning it fits most hands without being too small or too bulky. Now for the headset, in this setup, I'm using the Logitech G635. It's what I had on hand, and it gets the job done. But if I were buying specifically for this build, I'd actually recommend the Logitech G435 instead. It's lighter, has better wireless support, and it's just a cleaner experience overall for under $50. Still, the G635 isn't bad if you can find it for cheap. It's decent sounding, comfy enough, and works for casual play or voice chat. And moving right along to the mouse pad, I always recommend picking up any kind of full desk mouse pad around the $20 mark. I'll leave links down below to a couple around this price range. The one I'm using here in this setup is just a high ground pad I had lying around. It's a placeholder, but the point stands. A good mouse pad makes a huge difference. Better tracking, cleaner desk setup, and overall smoother movement. It's one of those things that's easy to skip, but once you have it, you won't want to go back. Altogether, this entire setup cost $615. So yeah, we went just a little over $600, but for what you're getting, gaming, it's absolutely worth it. You could shave off a few bucks going with wired gear or skipping a mouse pad temporarily, but as it is, this is a full, clean, ready to go gaming setup that actually performs. And if you've already got some of this gear, say you have an old monitor or a headset lying around, then you're well under the $600 line. That's what's cool about this setup, it's just completely flexible. It gives you a solid base to start with, but you can swap out pieces depending on what you already have or what your priority is. If I had a bit more money to spend, I'd go for a newer GPU like the 1660 Super, or maybe bump up storage to a full terabyte. You could also switch to a newer CPU platform if you wanted PCIe Gen 4 or DDR5, but honestly, for budget 1080p gaming, this older Ryzen combo still gets it done. You could also grab a better cooler if you want lower noise. The Raid Stealth is fine for stock settings, but something like the V-True V5 or a Thermalright Assassin won't cost much more, but will give you way better thermals. And finally, if you want to go full aesthetic, maybe toss in a monitor arm, a desk LED strip, or even a wireless charger to clean up cable clutter. None of that is obviously necessary, but it does elevate the experience. Let me know in the comments what you swap out or upgrade. Personally, I'd love to see what kind of setups you guys can build on a $600 budget. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.